All right, we're going to work on finding the truth values of these conditional statements that we just learned about. So the truth value of a statement is true or false. So if I say, what's the truth value of this statement? Even though the word truth is part of that truth value, a truth value could be a true statement or it could be a false statement. So false is a truth value. The truth value of a statement is true or false according to whether the statement is true or false, respectively. A truth table lists all the possible combinations of truth values for two or more statements. So you can see we have a truth table for the conditional statement if P then Q. So your hypothesis, here are possible truth values. You could have the statement could be true, the statement could be false. Your conclusion could be true or false. Therefore, what combination results in a true or false conditional statement if P then Q? So you can see that if your hypothesis is true and your conclusion is true, your conditional statement will be true. So true, true, true. The only time the conditional statement is false is if your hypothesis is true and your conclusion is false. Then you will have a false conditional. If you notice, we have true conditionals over here. That happens anytime if your hypothesis is false. If you're starting out with a false statement, it doesn't matter what the conclusion is, the conditional statement will be true. Okay, how can you determine the truth value of each conditional? So here's our conditional. If a number is even, then it is divisible by 2. So if a number is even, that's our hypothesis, P. It is divisible by 2 is Q. So do we think this is true or false? So let's say you have an even number. So true, we're working with even numbers. Is it divisible by 2? True. So if we have a true hypothesis and a true conclusion, then we have, will our conditional statement, if P then Q be true? Yes, it is. So this conditional statement is a true statement. All right, so we're gonna go down our page. Now we're getting to related conditional statements. So we have more vocab to talk about here. All right, so by definition, a conditional has a hypothesis and a conclusion. So the symbol for that, that's the one we've talked about so far, is if P, then Q. And I'm even saying it as I write it. If, in words, it's if P, comma, then Q. So that's your conditional statement. The converse of the conditional statement starts out, it flips them. If Q, then P. So there are the words. If Q, then P. So you have your conditional statement. The converse flips the hypothesis and conclusion. The negation of a statement has the opposite meaning of the original statement. So what we do there is we have this little squiggly. Oops, that's not a good squiggly. Little squiggly in front of P or in front of Q. And the way that we say that is not P. So if our hypothesis was the integer is even, not P would be the integer is not even. It throws a not into the statement. It negates the statement.